Horrendalnie wysokie ceny mieszkań.
Horrendously high housing prices, especially in large cities such as Warsaw, and on top of that, very high interest rates and low margins make it virtually impossible to fulfill Poles' dream of owning their own apartment. Young people were previously helped by government subsidies, but now the promises from the election campaign about 0% loans for the first-time buyers are unfulfilled. Will they remain so? And will there be a subsidy for at least social housing? Today, I'm taking a closer look at the situation. Indeed, with the housing programme, we have some problems. There's no denying it. And there is no hiding these problems.
Zagrożone są środki.
Funds from the National Reconstruction Plan for social housing are at risk due to problems arising from conflicts within the government over the inability to set a housing development strategy. And when the government can't agree, young Poles lose their chance to own their own apartments. Young people, 30% of young people no longer have a chance to move away from their parents at all. And 1/3 live until the age of 40 with their parents in excessive density. That 1 billion that was incorporated into the budget for communal security was 30 times too little, and 400 million more was stolen from it. And in fact, young people's hope of moving away from their parents, starting a family, and having offspring was stolen. This is a savage scandal. The younger generation was simply robbed. There was supposed to be a 0% loan for first-time buyers, and instead there will be zero help from the government. All previous projects to help young people buy their first apartment have been withdrawn. And now there is no money for social housing from the National Reconstruction Plan. There are expenses from which the budget can be cut, such as TVP and the Church Fund, and various reserves. Is it really necessary to cut from an area that Poles consider crucial to their quality of life? At a time when our economy is growing well, is the coalition's ambitious housing policy really 600 million zloty? That's 4 times less than Law and Justice allocated in 2023. The high cost of living, inflation and high loan rates are among the most common problems. Poles want a solution. They expect a solution from the government. Meanwhile, the 0% loan is gone. It has been cancelled. It was promised that some alternative would be presented in early 2025, and there is nothing. To buy an apartment and to take out a mortgage on it, one needs to earn a lot. Prices range from a dozen to tens of thousands of zloty per square metre. Interest rates in Poland, through galloping inflation, are high. The Monetary Policy Council at today's meeting kept interest rates at the current level of 5.75%. And if you add to this the high margins of banks, Poland has the most expensive loans in Europe.
Circumstances will change. Tools will evolve. Governors will be replaced at the end of their term. But what should remain intact is the independence of central banks.
This is an important statement because it shows that the most important thing is the independence of central banks, often undermined by the Prime Minister, who during the election campaign promised to drive the President of the National Bank of Poland out of office.
Wystarczyłaby dużo mniejsza wątpliwość.
It would take much less doubt to get a man out of the National Bank of Poland, and I will. I guarantee it to you. Meanwhile, it was a member of the Monetary Policy Council, recommended by the Civic Platform, that even proposed raising interest rates. What can the government do to prevent excessive margins imposed by banks? Our law assumed a maximum level for various types of non-interest costs, with no way for loan companies to circumvent it. Similar solutions would have to be adopted for mortgages. Mortgages can be usurious and, unfortunately, are often very severe. And this is confirmed by court rulings invalidating contracts for so-called Swiss franc-denominated loans and by the growing number of cases where the Warsaw Interbank offered rate is being challenged. Currently, Polish courts are awaiting the position of the Court of Justice of the European Union on this issue.